How do you handle emergency situations as a person who stutters? Find out how I did next. What's up, guys? This is Pedro. I want to welcome you to my Stuttering Life, where you will hear the good, the bad, the very ugly. We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, but through it all, just know that you are not alone. So let's get started. So last month, I was driving home with my son from a church function. And so it was in the evening. And so we were behind a vehicle that was involved in a motor vehicle accident. And so it was at around 9 p.m. There was not a lot of people around. Although, as we witnessed the motor vehicle accident, I quickly pulled over and I was talking to my teenager to have him call 911. So I delegated calling 911 to him because I knew at that point that I was not able to. During this time, you feel a rush of adrenaline. You feel all of these emotions. And so as a stutterer, I knew that I was not able to make that 911 call. And so I delegated it to my son. So as I got out of the vehicle to go and check on the other people that were in the motor vehicle accident, I made sure that the scene was safe while my son was on the phone with 911. So it was important that I delegate to have him call because I knew that I would not be able to make that phone call, and in delaying calling 911, time is of the essence. You don't know if the people that were involved in the car accident are actually hurt. So I got out, I checked on the other drivers. They were thankfully okay. And so as the police came, they were talking to me to obtain some information. And so during this time, you have the heightened anxiety, you have the rush of adrenaline. So, the words were not coming out like they should have. And so the policemen, who were awesome, they were extremely patient. They just told me to take my time and to take a breath. Now, if anybody else had told me that, I would be a little irritated. But given that this was an emergency situation, I had no problem taking a breath. And so I could give my statement to the policeman. So I don't know if this has happened to you. If you experienced an emergency situation, how, as a person who stutters, how did you handle it? Did you delegate it to another person, or did you attempt to make the call? Now, had I been alone, all by myself, at night, and witnessed the motor vehicle accident, of course, I would have done everything in my power to make the call as quickly as I could and try to get every word out. If I had to, I would use a different accent. I would possibly sing it, to make sure that everything that was pertinent that had to get out got out. because I know what I can and cannot do. And at that moment, during that emergency situation, I knew that I could not call 911. So I delegated it to my teenager, who thankfully he gave all of the pertinent information. He did an outstanding job. So I'm very proud of him. And I am also proud of our policemen who noticed that I had a stutter, and they were telling me to just take a breath, okay, gather my thoughts, and then when I was ready, give them my statement. So I want to say kudos to our local police department. So I want to hear from you. If you are a person who stutters or stammers or have any type of speech impediment, if you were in an emergency situation and you had to call 911, if you had to call the police, how did you handle that? Because we're all in the same boat. We're all in this together. We each have our own experiences. And as a person who stutters, just know that you are not alone. We all experience these life events. So drop me a comment and let me know how you handled an emergency situation as a person who stutters. And then also I would like to have you like this video and share it. And then if you could, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. So I hope you have an awesome day. I want to thank you for listening, and just know that if you are a person who stutters, you are not alone. You have all of us. We're here to help one another. And we will talk again.